Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. All right.
I may look stupid, but at least we're into the actual game now. So we are going to be heading into the pistol. It is going to be Imperial starting on the CT side and Paquetá on the T side. Of course, this is the map pick of Paquetá, so Imperial got to choose what side they start on.
Yeah, and just talk about the second map already. Paquetá chose CT side on there as well. So of course for them it is big advantage on both those maps just to be more comfortable. Generally see that as well. As right now, I'm
Yep.
seeing a lot of the Paquetá players on the lower sided ramp, slowly but surely making their way in, smokes out in the pistol round. A lot of investment throughout with nades, getting the first kill here, David. He is the one you said we should watch. Stepping up already with the entry. The players are getting overrun. Somehow, they're able to stay alive though on the side of Imperial. Low HP on Del Boni as all down to one T-side player. I mean, this one frag should be easy. He has some time to work with, but of course he's gonna run into a double peek and he knows this. Just wants to bait out shots to get some info and gets the headshot. Actually, now it's down to Del Boni on low HP and he's gonna clutch it down. Paquetá is gonna get the pistol round.
That is such a nice clutch. Kagatex is another really strong player for the side of Paquetá and really making me regret not highlighting them as well for a player to watch in this match. I mean, all of these players for Paquetá are just so strong. That's something I love about the side of Paquetá is that they do kind of take turns really popping off in some of these matches. Just, doing absolutely amazing things. Every map, you kind of see a different player really put on an amazing performance. And, I mean, that's a good start to this map, but a good start to this round is David finding a headshot onto Horvey, bringing this to a 5 versus 4 in favor of Paquetá.
Yeah, you can actually see they instantly go for the big investment. They go for AKs and kill littles. And just yet again go for, just some sound around the ramp. One of the players gets taken down, and this is where you actually get into dangerous territory. They're only getting some damage done. 5-7 now also taking on a player with the AK refrag coming through. David, that is so important. Imagine Showtime's running around with an AK out of nowhere. IDK here. I mean, they should. Oh wow. I was about to say, okay, that's gonna be the easy round from now on for Paquetá. You should land those shots, but no. That's actually a bit of a chance for Imperial, and as I said, there was a huge investment on the side of Paquetá, and they could potentially lose all their money out of this.
Yeah, this is really dangerous. It's always not great to lose the first round, but when you lose the second one after winning the first, that can really hurt your economy, and especially with that kill coming through. That is actually going to make this easier. Destiny finds the openers, trying to save Paquetá from that financial ruin, and now it's ZQK all alone. Knows one player is in sandbox, I believe, saw the nade come through, but even if you know there's a player in that position, it's very, very hard to clear out.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, almost. That was close. Almost hits the head of David, but he just moved in time. Of course, there wasn't really something to save. Saving a scout with no Kevlar wasn't really worth it. So you already know we took down 3 players. We saw Paquetá went for a huge investment. Let's just make this expensive for them, and indeed it was. There were a lot of Galils and AKs purchased, and yeah, that for sure hurts. Imperial now, of course, they're down to an eco. They were forcing up some USPs. Nade going out to destroy any stack possibility, but they decide to push down the stairs out of B. David takes 3. Of course, anti-eco frags, but his AK now taken away, and that is, of course, something Imperial is gonna try to save.
Yeah, that was a little scary for David. The fact that he falls there is a little sad. You're never going to lose guns against these pistols, but he does find those 3, and Nithon is just going to clean this up nice and quick. So no AK saved over for Imperial. That is the very important part for the side of Paquetá. And Paquetá, they do find a third with 4 alive, making sure their economy is still building on itself. But Imperial are looking for a full buy going into this one. ZQK does have the opt-out. Everyone else on the M4s. And this is a full buy except for CK Zhao, who doesn't quite have enough for that head armor. But when you're up against AKs, it doesn't quite matter, though. There is a Galil and also a MAC-10. So if those find headshots onto CK Zhao, that could be very dangerous.
Indeed, indeed. Especially because Paquetá here, they Well, they have one Galil and a Mach 10 left, so they just wanted to save up some money. Of course, for them also huge if they would still win this round and at least take the 3 AKs through into the next round. But now Imperial, of course, they should be in much more control in this round now with the huge Y coming in. The push onto B with all the smokes incendiary blocking it off for a while. Harvey close by, but he can't really do anything here. Paquetá already finding 2 kills, only traded with the 1 kill on the side of Imperial, and you can already see the plant coming through here. Full control on the side of Paquetá. CSGO with his teammate trying to push through mid, but they gonna get found. IDK actually missing the shot, so Delboni now bring it back to a 2-on-2, and that's absolutely doable. The bomb still ticking for a good bit, and Delboni peeks in, gets a shot with the nade off his teammate. Now it's down to a 1 versus 1. Oh, not the best weapon to actually get this retake going, but the USP makes it work. Time not enough, no defuse kit. That's rough, but at least they can take the AWP into the next round. But that's the only positive thing really out of this.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate for Imperial, but boy was that close. That was very scary there for a second. Paquetá, though, they are able to get another one on the board. That does hurt their economy a lot, though. They lose all 5 players in a round that is their map win, so they don't even get the loss bonus for that round. In fact, it actually means they have, well, I think they actually already had 0 loss bonus now that I'm saying that. But,
yeah.
you know, the fact that they lose all 5 and have absolutely no bonus going into the next means that losing this round could, you know, put a giant dent in their economy. That said, Imperial, they're on all pistols and 1 saved over op, so I don't know if that's really possible for them to win this round at all.
Yeah, but although it is a, you know, 4-0 in favor of Paquetá, you gotta say that Imperial, some of those rounds, they cut them quite close, so you can't count them out, and you could see a bit of a surprise coming in, but this is those rounds where you always question, will the CTs actually buy up? They just know how much damage they've done in the previous round. They should know that Paquetá doesn't really have a lot of money, but they decided to just go for some pistols, not a lot of utility. They only have 1 smoke left at this point, and you can see that that is because Paquetá really just worked on them, on the A side, towards ramp. Just made sure, okay, we bait out some utility from the side of Imperial, and now you have this 1 smoke. Harvey just threw out left. That's it. What damage can he do? He's in the corner, gets a good shot off, but taking on right. Okay, showtime now. Not popping off as you would want to. The Bonnie now at least finding 1 frag, but the bomb site is already under control. That should be the 5th round for Paquetá pretty easily.
Yeah, it's already falling apart. It's really just CQK alone. Does find a kill with that op, but gonna get hunted and not even gonna be able to save over that gun into the next. Paquetá with an unanswered 5. And Imperial, I'm sure they're starting to sweat a little bit, starting to get a little bit worried. They've only had like 1 or 2 real rifle rounds going into this, so it's not the worst as it, you know, it's not as bad as it could be, at least not yet. But if they keep losing the rifle rounds, especially this one as they bring out the double op, then it's really going to start to get dire for the side of Imperial.
Indeed. Interesting, just a small note here. Paquetá decided against saving the op. They're pretty sure they would have gotten it. But then again, on T side, Vertigo, I think that's one of the maps you don't really like as much. But showtime now. Finding this 1 important pick, which could make a huge difference. Also, with the bait and switch together with Delboni. Playing this out well, this could actually net them a 2nd kill. Delboni in the corner, they don't expect him. But it's actually showtime who got the kill.
That was a little bit scary. That's such a hard angle to clear sometimes when a player's tucked behind those sandbags like that. But they will find it. Harvey, though, is going to find the kill onto David towards this A site. And there are 2 more players to find from the side of Paquetá. There's a missed jump up from Nithon, but now IDK is here with him as well. Nithon again? Oh, okay. IDK is going to distract from the missed jump by hitting a beautiful headshot onto Harvey. Looking for more. I don't know if they saw that player. They did. Showtime is gone, and now it's a 2 versus 2 as IDK is up and aggressive playing around the generator. Nithon is going to peek, but it's a little bit dangerous because IDK's health is so low and the bomb isn't down yet. There it is. The numbers are going to get punched in, and Nithon is going to take the duel, wins it, and now it's a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, that was hard to work with CSGO. No chance against Nithon and IDK. They played that off so beautifully. And yeah, that was actually amazing to watch. Them just playing around each other. Okay, go for the peak. And calling out the positions and where this play is. I mean, what do you want to do as CKSR, honestly? That was well played by Paquetá to make sure, even though there were some missed jumps, even though there were some errors, they're still just, you know, towards the end of the round, always when it looks like, okay, now Imperial has a chance, they play it off so well. And now Imperial, yeah, they went for the double up setup. You were pointing that out. It just didn't work yet again. At the beginning of the round, the bait and switch, all of this. Really great to see as well, and now they're just back to pistols, of course, because it's hard to invest if you always go so huge in those rounds. They still don't work out. Destiny gets another kill as they enter bomb side B. Planet should come through soon. Out onto Delboni.
Yeah,
not
Delboni
really anything to do. Yeah.
Yeah, still on the A site. I think fighting with Nithon right there, and yeah, Nithon will find the kill. I think the problem for Imperial. And problem is a weird word. More like the reason why it's so hard for them to find anything is because Paquetá just have so many really strong protocols. They, you know, start to take a site, sure. And if it doesn't go well, they make sure they have enough utility to take another site. Whereas Imperial, you know, they don't have the economy to be buying up utility all the time every single round. So they, you know, chuck their mollies, chuck their smokes to slow down the take, and then they're like, all right, well, we're gonna back off and then take the other site. And at that point, there's really no way to fight against that when you have like 3 flashes in your face and every angle is smoked off. There's almost nothing you can do as a CT unless you have something like a nade or a molly to throw back, and here they just don't have those later in the round. So it's just kind of falling apart from really smart playing from Paquetá, really smart slow playing from Paquetá, but now it looks like they want to take the B site pretty fast.
You can see they are already, you know, they drew their attention towards ramp. There were 2 players of Imperial just checking for 1 player on the A side, and now the rest of the players are already hitting the bomb side B. That seems to be a rough one. All the players super confused. Shot through the smoke, hitting, showtime taken down. Only 1 frag now coming through, a bit late for Imperial, and yeah, you just mentioned it, and how they play off each other yet again. Bait out utility, and just, you know, there was 1 player at ramp, like I said. Draws all the attention, suddenly the players arrive at B. Hello, we are 4, where are you? And that's where Imperial seems to have a lot of problems with as well. Because are now the last player alive on the side of Imperial, and that's looking hopeless. And Destiny's gonna take them down, and yeah, that map, it's kind of what we expected, to be fair. We're hopeful, but it is just, yeah, Paquetá's home turf.
Yeah, they look, I mean, violently comfortable here on Vertigo, and it's, you know, there's a reason why it's their map pick. They're really good at it. It's not even that Imperial aren't, you know, winning some of the fights or don't have decent setups. It's just that Paquetá really know how to play this site, and Vertigo, unless you know exactly what you're doing, it just falls apart completely, especially against a team that really knows how to hold it. I mean, teams that are amazing at Vertigo are, you know, Liquid comes to mind, and they have very similar games where there's just really no way to slow them down, no way to really get back into it. So it can feel like going up against a brick wall for, you know, whatever team is getting locked out like this. But right now, Imperial are locked out of that B site as the bomb is going down. Only 3 players alive, all with deagles, so this should be a 9th for Paquetá.
And one thing I really like about them right now, they're completely destroying Imperial, no doubt. And there are some close rounds, of course. But that also is more of, okay, Imperial has some players who can show up individually as well, just can get some frags and then cut it close, but in the end, Paquetá's just playing it off well as a team. But that's exactly what they do so well. They are up 9-0 now, and so far in all of those rounds, you couldn't see them getting cocky about it. Them being like, okay, we're easily winning, let's just play random. No, they show the discipline as well. And that's something I think, like, a lot of the times when you look at some of the smaller teams where they get into bad habits, Paquetá is not doing that. They're not playing around. They're here to completely destroy Imperial. If they win the 16-0, perfect. That's what they want to. They don't want to like go for some solo plays and end up just somehow throwing away some rounds and giving Imperial any kind of opening to get into the map.
Yeah, they are very much in business mode right now, making sure they shut it down as fast as possible. They are also looking to shut down the B side. Horvey is forced back through the smoke with that op. Showtime is here to support, but once again, the utility is so good that there's nothing they can do. What is that? The dink onto Horvey and the kill onto Showtime through the smoke. I think Nithon saw Showtime through the smoke, but I don't know if they saw Horvey, who they just, I mean, pretty much found one tap through the smoke, and that immediately calls the save for Imperial.
Yeah.
I would save too. If there's smokes in front of you and they're still almost killing you through that, what can you do?
I feel so bad for Showtime, and that was like the second time in like the last, I think, 3 rounds where he just got killed through a smoke and he didn't even know what's going on. You just see Paquetá rushing in, throwing out all the smokes, and the players of Imperial, they need to collect themselves, and Showtime is like, okay, what do we? Oh, I'm dead. All right, well, at this moment I just had to laugh. It was so that just felt rough. That's just when you get into like matchmaking game and you play into some smurfs and it's just like they run executes, or even just a team which scrims, you know, and you're just like with your mix and then you suddenly play into a team which scrims. That's how it felt like. Obviously Vertigo is just, it's not the map for Imperial, so it's obviously not to sound insulting. It's just, it is not the map, and it was just hard for them, you know. You either ban out Overpass or Vertigo away, and you're gonna get the other from Paquetá, and in both maps, you will just look lost like this. So right now for them, you know, it's typical, okay, GG, go next. Let's just reset our mentality.
Yeah, it's hard because, I mean, even in the moments where Imperial look like they're winning a little bit, like this round, there's still, you know, Paquetá fighting back really well, winning map control really well. I do really like the position from Showtime. He can punish Destiny the second he comes around this corner. If he can take Destiny out of the round, that will be a pretty big thing for the side of Imperial, as Destiny has had a stellar past few rounds. I think went from, okay, well, he can't take Destiny out of the round. I was going to say Destiny went from something like 6 kills to 11 kills in the span of 3 rounds. But that is a great opener for Destiny as well. It's insane that they're able to find that on the player right around the corner, but there we go. The smokes come through again for the side of Paquetá, and the B side is all but lost as Imperial are forced to run around these corners. Delboni is actually going to fall to the molly, and Destiny, he's just a few inches away from finding this player. That looked a little bit weird. I think it was just a small glitch. It looked like the players went flying off of the map, which it would be interesting if everyone had no clip on. That would make for a very confusing game.
I mean, if you could hit each other. Yeah.
That's true.
It would be pretty funny. But Hobby and CQK, they have 2 ops. They just try to run away. Hobby actually going for the peak. I mean, you gotta go for the peak there, because else you won't get out of there. That's another AWP lost, and that's big. If you save 2 AWPs, you can at least say, okay, looking at our money right now, we can still buy in the next one. They kinda need to do so anyways, to be honest. And...
Ooh.
Okay, had to hold my breath there. CQK at least is able to save the AWP into the next round. But as you can see, yeah, they buy into the next round, of course, but with the double AWP setup saved into it, it would be much more comfortable. They're gonna get the double AWP setup either way. But, yeah. You can just see, yet again, you had those early trades, 3-3, but as you mentioned already, Paquetá, like, they bait out the utility, and then they still have so much left themselves, and suddenly all those smokes come popping in, and it doesn't matter if it's a 3-on-3. Paquetá's gonna take over.
Yeah, there's I mean, they're so comfortable at this B take. It's crazy, especially considering that on Vertigo, A is considered the easier site to take. It's the one that you see, you know, the fights usually happen on. Paquetá have gone B almost all of these rounds, now that I think about it. I don't know if we've seen a full A take, and it's just because their B take is so good. They keep, I mean, these Imperial players keep repositioning, keep playing different angles, and it just doesn't go well. I do think that they are playing, you know, a little bit samey, just in like 1 player forward, 1 player back, no real crossfires. But there's not much you can do when the flashes force you off of every angle, and already a 5 versus 4, the round is pretty much over.
One thing which is interesting to me as well here, you could see that Paquetá, when they were like running up the stairs here towards B, they were running the B execute. They sometimes, when they delay the round a bit and just made out the utility, they play it out the exact same way. So this time they were just like, okay, we run this B take, but instantly. And Imperial wasn't ready for this, and that's also something interesting to note, because you know, they kind of can like pick their parts and how they want to run their owns and be like, okay, we have this B take, but sometimes we can just bait out some utility before that. We can bait some nades out on A. We can just play slow or default first, and this time they just run the execute yet again, just as fluently as when they would be waiting. And obviously a lot of teams like try to do it as that. Paquetá, they're just fluent in Vertigo. I mean, that it is amazing to watch, honestly, from their side.
Yeah, they are so good at this map. It is.
Yeah.
It's scary, actually.
Yeah, it is really scary. They just look unstoppable. It's crazy. And you can't really. I mean, obviously, maybe it looks different if they get challenged by a team who's also more familiar with Vertigo. But so far, you can really see that Imperial they have such a hard time to just find any kind of holes in their strat. Even if they get some kills, it's just never enough. Even if you bring it down to a 3-on-3, even if you get some early op kills, you get the bait and switch going in mid. No, never enough. Paquetá is still always gonna find that opening back into the round.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Imperial, you just say, all right, so what's our pistol for nuke? What's our plan there? I mean, just if you're that far, you know, if you're this far gone and you can't find anything, yeah, just start planning for nuke. It really is like an unlucky. All right, let's move on. It's hard. I think it is a little bit that Imperial are a little bit scared to try new things. This is the first time that I've seen something that I really like. Horvey getting
I actually like it.
Yeah, super aggressive. They did it last round. It's just that no one was towards B. Problem is David is figuring it out, and it's all about who's first. That is a nice shot from Horvey. It will be traded, but it's going to win them some early map control. Showtime can find more than one, and this could be in their favor, but that falls apart. And actually, as I'm saying that, the players are going to head towards the B side. They could have rotated towards A. Paquetá, they actually have a pretty open site there, but they're so confident in this take that they are just going to head in towards the site. Destiny is already here up close, ready to punish anyone that decides to go around the generator wall. And Destiny is actually looking through the smoke, considering pushing through it. And ZQK,
no way.
Right, oh. There it is. Okay, that was a little worrisome. ZQK doesn't hit the second shot, and Ithon's going to find that head. 2 versus 2 onto the B site with no bomb planted yet.
Yeah, but still a lot of time on the clock. But you can see the rotation coming through. 1 versus 2. But this time, that actually looked quite good for Imperial. They went for this early push, and then it also seemed like with the Molotov thrown out as well, that Paquetá was very, very slow. They were just like still committing towards B. But it took this time, and that for the first time actually really looked like there were some problems. But it's just 1 round in the end. Good, you know, you were talking about them not trying new things, but now in this one they finally did. But yeah, let's be honest, it's a bit too late.
It's too little too late, but I like the call of getting aggressive towards B because it is only 1-for-1 trades. It turns into the 3v3 at the end, but the fact that they find those kills early means that that's, you know, 2 smokes, 2 mollies that can't be thrown on the site take, and that's what really gives them the leg up in the 2v2 later in that round. It's because there's so many angles not being covered by smokes that usually are covered by smokes, just because, you know, no one was alive to throw them. That's exactly what Imperial needed, but as you were saying, it's a little bit too little, too late. Also, missed molly, or actually that might be just to stop the jump up to swing around the corner for a little bit of a better angle. But yeah, it's hard.
The missed op shot was more crucial because now you can see Paquetá actually is able to get control around ramp. And so far you can also see that not all players there yet, but Nathan still gets the kill, and that's just drawing so much attention towards the A side. Although now Paquetá fully rotated over, so Imperial knows what's coming. But IDK, I mean, he's lurking around mid. He's hearing the steps for sure.
Yeah, that should be
where the player is going.
Oh, they're perfectly finding the timing on each other. Oh,
that is so awkward. Okay, IDK got it 3-on-3, and now that is the worst because Imperial, they already all rotated. They didn't expect IDK to be in this position, so that was just perfect timing for him. And now all the players on Paquetá are suddenly on the B side. Imperial is on the other side of the map. That is so rough. Yeah, again, you know, you have this kill advantage you just took around. Okay, it's for sure too late to win this map. But then just losing around like this after having a bit of hope, you know, okay, let's just get some rounds to feel more confident on nuke, and then that happens. Crazy. Crazy.
I mean, I don't even know what you can really do if you're Imperial because, hey, rotate to the A site. They keep doing, you know, execs on us and we can't hold the site. It makes sense that they would try to, you know, gamble stack. But the second that they gamble stack, it immediately blows up in their face. But, yeah, that is going to be the first half of this map going in favor of Paquetá. It is their map pick. And, yeah, we are very much seeing why. We do still have Nuke, which Paquetá are... not notoriously bad on, but definitely not their strongest map. It's a map that they've lost twice quite recently. It's a map that they've lost 2 teams that are very much the underdogs. So I don't think Imperial are out of this just yet, but my question is about the mental. Are these players going to have you know, the mental fortitude to go into Nuke with, you know, a strong showing?
Yeah, and it's good that you bring that up because a round like this we just saw in the 15th round, that one is so rough to lose because it was all down to timing and IDK suddenly finding that lurk, finding that information for his teammates as well and telling them to rotate over B while just completely opening up the site in a 3 versus 4 scenario. After Imperial just won a round. And yes, okay, the game is lost already, but you kind of want to have this confidence boost. You kind of want to have your mental up. So losing a round like this and now potentially just going out 16-1, that just can really, really hurt. And yeah, you come in as an underdog. Nuke is still a good pick for you, but yeah, this one you kind of got a question: can they really reset it?
It is
rough. It is hard to do so.
Yeah, it's difficult to do if you're Imperial. But anyway, we are going to see how this second half, or how this map concludes in the second half in just a little bit. We do have a little bit more time until that half starts, so we are going to quickly go to a break, but we will be back for the pistol of the second half.
Welcome back to the IEM Fall 2021 South America close qualifier between Imperial and Paquetá in the lower round 1. My name is Josh Burn Sanctuary and I'm joined by Cullen. And what a first half we've just seen on Vertigo. It is map 1, but it's pretty one-sided.
Just a tiny bit. I mean, Imperial, they did get one round, you know. It's not too one-sided. No, it's pretty much over at this point, unless Imperial do one of the most insane comebacks I've seen in my entire time casting CSGO. It's pretty much over. I mean, if they win the pistol round, they can maybe convert into a second and a third, but even that might be difficult, especially with IDK finding 1 and 2 on the ramp. He is being assisted by his teammate Nithon, and this is already falling apart for the side of Imperial. There's so many players towards the A ramp, but now all of those players are low, so if they can get some quick headshots, that's definitely going to be possible. Delboni with 1, 2, even more. David will trade back 1, but it is going to be the round in favor of Imperial, so they do double their map, or their, excuse me, their round count finally with that pistol.
Indeed they do. And for them, they can be super happy to win the rounds. Yes, okay, the map is pretty much lost, but it's just for the mental game. Just imagine you just get, like, you do a standoff on ramp and absolutely get destroyed into a 16-1 afterwards in the next round. So that's super important to just pick up the pistol round for your mental. And Imperial here, they're just giving us a sneak peek, I hope, for Nuke, which... yeah, I'm expecting you to be much, I mean, there's no way it won't be much closer, honestly. Paquetá, no. Wow. Alright. Cool. Yeah. So they're just forced into this round, and all around, like, all the action around ramp. Just taking a few quick kills, and Imperial might have won the pistol round, but Paquetá...
Whoa.
Maybe not. Okay, CK got this 1 kill. Maybe he gets a second. That's so important to take.
No.
But the bomb is now dropped, and David. Yeah, he is pretty much in control here. Delboni gets a chance to get the kill here. Maybe run away with bomb. Time is left. Hits the jump shot.
That was a crazy headshot.
Yeah, indeed.
That's, I mean, that's, if you're gonna win a round, that's a good way to start it. Delboni does have to find 2 more though, and they're not super interested in peeking. Damage towards the first, but only a little bit of damage, and there comes the peek from Destiny creeping around the corner, trying to find a headshot. They both have, or excuse me, one of them has a scout, one of them has Galil, but Delboni doesn't care. A 3K, a 1 versus 3 for Delboni to bring Imperial their 3rd. So, second half looking a little bit better for the side of Imperial, but is it enough?
The answer is gonna be no until we have the 14-14, you know.
Yeah.
But it was still a pretty sick round. Delboni here stepping up for his team, going this early into the round in the 2 versus 4 into a 4 spy. That's just rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 spy is just, again, Paquetá's just like, yeah, we brute force our way. At some point, it's gonna work, right? That's I mean, it always reminds me of the good old days. I mean, I'm not sure if was it Existence? I think it was Existence who kind of, you know, made a name for himself for French teams with that strategy, and kind of like, you don't care about your economy, you just force. At some point, it's gonna work, right?
I mean, yeah, eventually you're gonna get around.
Yeah, but Paquetá, of course, they can afford it, so...
Yeah, no reason not to. They are also going to be on the receiving end of a B take this time. It was so strong for them in the previous half, but do they know how to defend against it? Looks like no. Nithon is on the flank and does find the first, and now it's a 2 versus 2. Make that a 2 versus 1 as CK Zhao does trade out onto IDK. Nithon not quite spotting out that player. There it is, the headshot onto Delboni. That was the player that was low on health, so now it is 2 full health players in 1v1. Nithon is out dancing around the corner. The AK comes out for Nithon, but no, it is going to be CK Zhao to win that out. And Imperial, they are keeping up the round streak in the second half. It is it's exactly what they need.
It is indeed what they need. And Paquetá, honestly, what you need right now. I know you have 14 rounds. But I was talking about your discipline earlier and how well you always play as a team, and now they just do that. It hurts my eyes. I mean, at some point it might work out, and I get what they're doing it, and honestly, I don't hate it. But yeah, I think at this point you can be like, okay, let's just eco 1 round, and we get them in 5.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
The mentality of like, because if you play the way they're playing in a first half, you're like, we might get 2 or 3 rounds, and then it's a bad half, but when you're up, you know, 14-4, if you get 2 rounds, just 2 fluke rounds an entire half, hey, that's the win for you. And actually, Nithon, he's going to go ahead and get some kills for himself here. IDK does find 1, but he did force out for that AUG, and it is going well. They are starting to trade back kills. They find 3, Paquetá find 3, and so far found 1, but if they could win another kill or 2, this would be very much in their favor. But full blind showtime is gone, and now it's all up to Horvey. There it is. Map point for Paquetá.
Yeah, those 2 players left were boxed in, and in the end, that was thanks to such a beautiful boost play from Paquetá. I like it. Like, it's easy, it's cheeky, it's just boosting a play up with the Orc there. Nathan gets 2 kills, and that was something you could see. Imperial, they weren't ready for that. They threw in the smoke. They thought, okay, we can make our way around, and Nathan, well, is going for the boost play. Takes down 2 players. The rest of the players Imperial suddenly boxed in and ramp. Not sure if there's players pushing in from behind, boxed in, and Paquetá gets the information. Okay, they're still there, and from there on, the round is over. So 15-4, and we might see this game coming to a close very, very soon.
Yeah, the thing about Paquetá's force buys in every round is that they made every round dangerous and close to the side of Imperial. So the second they lose one round, their economy is, I mean, destroyed. Delboni does have an AK, so he's able to at least find the opener, but David is going to trade from beyond the grave with that nade. And now Imperial, they have to win this 4 versus 4 with only 1 rifle, the rest being upgraded pistols. So Paquetá, they are very much on the cusp of taking their map pick, map 1, in their favor. And IDK is just going to go ahead and lock in 2 kills and get us that much closer to locking in this map.
Yeah, I know why his name is IDK. Because they're always like, I don't know where he's coming from.
Yeah, if you're going to be a lurker, it's definitely a very on-the-nose in-game name to have.
Yeah, indeed. And yet again, he was just catching those players off guard. And talking about that, CQK, they have no clue. 2 kills here, 1. And can't get the second. So Paquetá is gonna win the first map 16-4.